Praise the Lord, everyone. This is Elder Adrian Heyman on just looking from the porch on a typical Southern California day. A warm, typical California day, but typical. Right now, as I've been kind of formulating my thoughts, because usually I'm talking right off the cuff. Don't have notes with me. I don't have a book with me, unless it's something that I really don't have, and I have to make sure I have something with me. But most of these sessions that I do here, it's something that I just speak my thoughts. Sometimes they may come out a little jumbled, and I apologize for that. But I feel if it's something that the Lord wants me to be able to bring out, and if it's really dealing with His Word, then it will come out. Today, I had started earlier about thoughts on life, and this will be another one of those sessions. But I wanted to bring up a topic that really, for me, it's been very important, mainly because of what I thought I was able to do, and found out that I needed to get some more strength on that, and that is forgiveness. Now, I'm going to speak on two types of forgiveness, and this is not going to be a whole lesson, or that's not going to be a sermon or anything or a Bible class like that. But it's just some thoughts on it that I've had to learn, and hopefully, as I speak now, someone may get something from that and be able to help themselves. There are two aspects of forgiveness that I think that we have to work on. I think the one that we know about as much as anyone else is forgiving others even if they've done something horrible to you. And I understand why one is hesitant, because one thing that we tend to grow up with is the concept of justice. Someone being able to be rewarded for what they've done well, and on the flip side, punished for what they have done against somebody. And the idea of forgiveness, beginning with Christ, as to how one is able to do that. You get the idea sometimes, well, Christ did it, but he's Son of God. I'm just a human being. And when things happen, it hurts. It really hurts. If someone has done something against you, and you know they meant to hurt you, and you can see them laughing, ha, 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 and they're just rejoicing over your pain, and you feel that way. It just hurts so much. But the Bible is not just it's not just a precept or an ordinance or a rule or a commandment that we're supposed to do. Yes, we're supposed to forgive, because Christ himself said, if you don't forgive others, then Father will not forgive you. So we understand that, but that's one thing to hear about it in the Bible, is one thing, hear about it in a sermon. It's another thing to really apply it. Because that person hurt me. He or she really hurt me, tore my heart apart. So I understand. I really do. But one thing I've learned in my walk with God and the travails, because we all go through travails, we all go through troubles, trials. We do that. If you don't, you haven't been living. But what I've learned is that regardless of whether you think that they have done something wrong to you, maybe they don't think that they have. Maybe they don't even know what they've done. That happens too. Too often for us to really feel comfortable with. But remember, we're the ones that have to initiate the forgiveness. And it's not only because it was commanded by Christ, But I'm learning even more in my old age that there is a system that is maintained if you forgive somebody. There is a release of tension. There is a release of anxiety. There is a release of this pent-up anger that is sapping your strength. It's a release. Once you truly forgive someone, they don't hold you hostage anymore. They don't care what they laugh at or not. It doesn't bother you. And if they really didn't mean to hurt you, that is galling to them. Don't you know it's galling to somebody that they don't affect you? That they really don't control your life? They thought that they did, but they don't. And because of that, when you forgive someone, then you're able to release that. And I guarantee you, it happens all the time. This is a guarantee. Doesn't mean you have to put yourself in the same position that they would use to abuse you again. Don't do that. But for what they have done, we can't think about the future, but what they have done, release it. And I guarantee you, your outlook on life, your anxiety, your level of frustration, it goes down not like a slope, but it's like a cliff. Zoom. It's as if you've just released the burdens of the world. They're gone. I would try that. If any of you have a problem with forgiving because they feel as if God let them go. Remember, God said, vengeance is mine. Mine. Not you, yourself, but it's God. He's the one that takes care of vengeance. He's the one that takes care of justice. I remember in Revelation, we were going through a Revelation lesson. One of the things that they were saints under the altar, under the fifth seal. If you read that, we love the first four horsemen of the apocalypse, but the fifth seal is extremely telling. And the saints are crying, how long? Because they're the ones that have been slaughtered in all kinds of ways. And of course, they're crying out, how long? Lord, until these people have heard us, have been brought to justice. How long? And the Lord does not says, I'm going to get them now. No, he puts white coats on them. A victory. You've won. You've won. Don't you know that you've won? But there's going to be some more people that's to come in. So what God is doing, that is the ultimate sign of grace. But he's also saying that grace doesn't last forever. So vengeance will come. Maybe not when we want it, but when the Lord requires it. But as they've done, and as the Lord has done in that instance, and when Christ said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, that's what we do. We ask the Lord to forgive them. Maybe you feel, well, they know. No, they don't know the ramifications of it. Most people in this world, when they do something, they don't know the full ramifications of it. They really don't. They don't. And I'm one of them. I don't know the full ramifications of my actions until it happens. So that's why I have to ask the Lord to help me make good decisions. Because those ramifications may come back and bite me if I don't do the right thing. I said, though, there was two aspects of forgiveness. Two of them. The other one, I think, is something that I had battled with all of my life. And it's only recently, yeah, I'm letting you know, minister since, it's called when I was 12 years old. Been a minister in the church, been an elder for quite a few years. But I'm letting you know that there is one thing in my life regarding forgiveness that I've struggled with my entire life up until close to now. And I've been telling other people, but I find I had to kind of look at it myself as well. And that is forgiving yourself. Many of us, we walk around, I'm not saying all of us, there are many that have no problem with that. But there are those who, if they've hurt someone, they carry that guilt. It weighs on their heart. Even if they're angry with someone, then it becomes guilt. Why am I angry with this person? And it's all turned inward. And you know if you ever turn anything inward, if you turn something inward, it eats at you. It destroys you. It messes up your psyche. And I remember telling some people, you got to forgive yourself. You've got to forgive yourself. Because, but it's one thing to tell someone that as a minister, like tell the world, tell. But you have to apply it. You have to be first partakers, whatever we speak about. And I'm admitting I have a problem with forgiving myself. Which is why there are times, even when being saved, Satan would put in a thought. Do yourself in. Do yourself in. Because you know you failed God. Do yourself in. And I think many people who have left the church wasn't necessarily because of what others have done to them. It's what they've allowed Satan to get into and punish them over and over. And there's one thing, again, to say it. There's another thing to actually do it. Being that I've now been able to do that, it's not that I know I'll never do anything wrong. Yes, I'm going to do some things wrong. And I may make a mistake here. But I'm not letting Satan destroy my life. I'm not letting Satan tell me that I don't deserve to live anymore. That essentially is gone. And the reason why I found it really is simply this. If you don't forgive yourself, and God has already forgiven you, you're putting yourself in the place of God and dictating to him who and where he should forgive. Now, if you put it that way, you find out that you're running into God's own sphere. How can you not forgive what God has forgiven? How can you say that you're not forgivable when God says he can forgive anyone and everyone? All you have to do is accept it. See, last thing about forgiveness is if you don't accept being forgiven, then it's null and void to you. No matter how much someone has forgiven you, if you don't accept that forgiveness yourself, then you are still held captive, and that forgiveness that was given has not taken effect. So on the other side, one must forgive, but also one must accept it. One must accept forgiveness. Not to do the same thing over and over and over again, but you have to learn something from that. And let's say you've done something over and over and over again. Well, Lord can't forgive me. Keep doing it over and over and over again. This is the time to commit to stop doing it. This is the time to commit to stopping that recycling activity that binds you to guilt, to shame. And you know what, saints? I feel so much happier now. I feel so much more free. I don't have to cloak humility for not forgiving myself. And people do that. I feel like if I just punish myself, then that's not humility. That's not humility. That's self-flagellation. That's self-mutilation. Except it's on a spiritual sense, which is even worse. So you don't have to put on a scarlet letter and demand that people don't forgive you, demand that God. No, God is the one who demands. We listen and obey. But God doesn't demand. He can. Every right to do so. But he asks. And he grants. So, if you learn anything today from what I'm saying, and again, I'm not the professor, I'm not the end-all, be-all, but I know from my own experience. Number one, forgive someone. Forgive them. Forgive them because God said so, and forgive them because it releases you. Don't worry about whether they're going to be punished or vengeance. God will change your mind even with that. And you will find yourself praying for that person. Because you don't want anyone to go to a place where God will not be there forever. And the second thing, don't hold yourself captive. Don't take yourself and be the judge, jury, and executioner. You can't hold that job. It's too much for you. Let God forgive you. And then you work on your soul. And allow God to help you with that work. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this cheers somebody. It was just something that was on my mind I had to get out. And I'm not trying to preach to you, but as a friend, as a brother, as a sister. I'm not a sister, but you know what I mean. To comfort you. Let you know that you are wanted, that you are loved, and that no one has the right, including yourself, to withhold God's blessings through keeping us under bonds of unforgiveness. Remember that. God bless you. May he keep you. And I love you all. And I mean all of you. All of you. Say that to somebody else. I love you. Even those that mean to do you harm. I love you. It's okay. God's watching. He will know. And if you treat them with kindness, it's like heaping coals of fire on their heads. Love you all in Jesus' name.